Up next, singles match for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Kenny Omega taking on Will Ospreay. And my God, these boys blessed us. I've been waiting damn near 2 weeks to talk about this match. I have not so much as really even like said too much about it, but gotta zoom. Gotta zoom. Oh man. What can one say except y'all must have forgot. Y'all forgot who the fuck Kenny Omega was. Y'all fucking forgot who the best bout machine was. Y'all motherfuckers watched 2022 go by and motherfuckers tried to sleep on my dog. Tried to just hate y'all way into everything. You combine with the all out stuff and just like it's just a lot of revisionist history going on. The puro dorks that were upset. This had all the buzz and everything, and it was just like it was sickening. Really, it was nauseating. It was when I watched this match, I watched a true dream match happen, and all of you did too, and you know it, and it burns you up that you're hating. And you had to watch it, and you had to go out there and lie if you weren't fucking with it. I've seen the people online. I've seen the mostly critical acclaim for this. They asked me, Rich, were you surprised at the critical acclaim? No! I know who Kenny Omega is. I know who Will Ospreay is. The only thing is, it seems like some of y'all don't know who these people are. Match of the fucking decade contender. What are we doing here? This is an all-time match. It's the best match in the history of the Tokyo Dome. There are some people that would disagree. Could you throw Okada Omega at me? Sure you can. Could you throw various other matches at me? Sure you can.
Kabashi, Sasaki.
Right.
Sure.
It's all up there. Like, these are the matches that you're talking about. Do you realize, like, Cage Match remained at like 9.8 and went as high as 9.84 before people started trying to do their little hating, do that little dance they be doing. They try to go out there and throw a 7 on something when we know that shit pie, that shit fake. You really want to hate, but you want that shit to get past the radar detection. That's what's going on. But this is one of the greatest matches of all time. Enough of the... I'm going to zoom back out so we can actually break down the match, but I just want to let people know. I can't believe that these people either underestimated or thought this was like not gonna be what the fuck it was.
So for me, I'm very Rich. You can attest to this. I'm very stubborn. In my mind, I had an idea of what this match would be like. From the dream match perspective, if you will, or even from the promos and stuff they were doing to lead up to this. And never did I think that it was going to turn into effectively a hardcore match when an only weapon or one weapon is a table and another weapon is basically an exposed turnbuckle. And I thought that this match is going to be, kind of what you expect the first starting out match is going to be. In my mind, the match we got is more like a match that would almost be like a second or third match. We got the second or third match in the first match. And that's perfectly fine. I still would at one point would want what I thought the first match was going to be. We're probably never going to get it, and I'm perfectly fine with that because this match went in a direction that I was not expecting, and it's very hard for me to come off of thinking what a match is going to be, and they do something totally different, and I end up liking it more. This match did that. This match was not what I expected, and ended up being better than what I imagined it was going to be if it did it the way that I wanted to do it. I was very impressed. They were chopping the shit out of each other. They were beating the shit out of each other. I told you over the weekend that like the turnbuckle DDT reminds me a lot of like the Naito in Omega 2017 G1 when they did the same thing except with the post. Just like incredibly violent, very creative ways of using violence around this fucking exposed turnbuckle, and like quite frankly, like Evil should retire from pro wrestling. All the Dick Togo and all them use the exposed turnbuckle. Yano too. All these years of doing that shit, and y'all ain't came up with nothing nearly as half as creative as this.
Bro, for
it was an incredible match.
This
Kenny Omega like back in the form of being a true Dick Gaijin, and Will Ospreay are continuing this run of like not continuing, but like he's done it before. Like he's tapped into it in the Best Super Junior final with Shingo. He's tapped into it in the G1 final this year. Like he is so fucking good at getting the domestic crowd behind him. Like they really want to see that dude win. And like I remember I ended up messaging you or messaging the whole group like as show's going on, and Kenny's coming out doing a Sephiroth Final Fantasy 7 shit.
I was just about to get to that.
And I had said like, hey, he did mention like he should bring back the Assassins. Like it'd be really cool if Ospreay brought back like Elevated. And then all of a sudden I hear the piano, and I was like, he's doing it. And then he comes out, and like the crowd just was like so happy to hear his old music. And like there's nothing wrong with the music he has now, but it's like he has some of the best theme music. And then he decided to go with this because he turned heel or whatever else. Like I don't know if it's back permanently. It's probably not.
Nah,
but
this was a story beat. This was
right.
This
but
was basically going back.
It was fun to hear in the dome.
This was a tip off that he was not going to win. Jeremy explained this beautifully on Keeping It Strong Style.
I'm assuming it was like the story is he has to find his current self as opposed to going back to old things.
Yes, and it's similar to like Tetsuya Naito trying to be the Stardust Genius yep. to beat Okada. Like this is like the tip off. 12.
Yeah. Or sorry, at Wrestle Kingdom 12. Yeah.
This is the tip off he was not going to win. But I watched both of these entrances, and this was just like, this felt so big. This felt like the biggest match ever. Like when they came out, Kenny's coming out, got the fucking Final Fantasy music, and I'm wondering like what the fuck's going on because I don't hear Devil Sky, but I'm like, oh, it's the real one. It's the one they made Devil Sky off of. Like,
can we talk like what I talked about how he's such a great Gaijin Dick heel,
bro?
This man comes out. He looks over his shoulder and he goes, he bugs his eyes out. I'm gonna do it for the camera. I'm back. What the fuck is wrong with this dude, man?
Put this man in an asylum. Grab him.
Yes, shoot this man with the net gun. Like wrap him up, put him in the back of the paddy wagon, bro. What's wrong with him, man?
Bro, that shit is so funny.
And then like he has the match, he continue, and then he starts bludgeoning Ospreay's head with the table, and then he sticks his hand through the hole like on some like shining Jack Nicholson shit. Like, bro, this man is a fucking loon, bro. He's hilarious.
It's a true sicko, bro. And then for the match, he beat the shit out of Will Ospreay. He whooped this man in a way where I was like, I feel like this is the most brutal I've ever seen Kenny Omega like. And it's like, this is like a masterclass of Will Ospreay with the selling, and then Kenny Omega being a heel. Like this is what people think they're watching when they're watching Jay White or something. But and I'm gonna get to a point like why I maybe have figured out Jay White has never really worked for me. And this Kenny Omega match kind of showed it for me. And we can we take the victory lap? I feel like it's a low stakes victory lap. We knew what was going to happen here, trying to put them on after this, but that's neither here or there. But just looking at it, how it's all set up, Kenny takes the U.S. belt. Ospreay, he beats Will Ospreay's ass in front of 5 of his homies, which is fucking hilarious, by the way. They set up the blade job beautifully. Like they covered him up. It all felt like real. Like it was just like gasp worthy stuff, like that DDT on the top, the revenge element to this, like where he finishes him with the Kamigoye, then One Wing Angel. Ospreay defiantly spits at him, and it's just like I was watching with my mouth open the last 20 minutes of the match, just like blown away in every facet of the game. Like, incredible work from both of these guys. And it's like when we talked about someone Kenny being 39 years old, Ospreay being 29 or 30, one of them, and then like these guys still catching each other while they're at the top.
They're still in their primes.
And it's like, this is what the fuck I want to watch. Like, when it comes to pro wrestling, like, this is the level that I want to see the best of wrestling be. Like, when you try to tell me it's something else, I tell you that's just fugazi. And I was so impressed with this match from both of these guys.
Yeah, it was just like, for me, in my mind, the way the match set up is like, Kenny Omega devastates him with the table stuff, and like the gap is too wide of a margin for Ospreay to ever try to realistically like make up for. And like the match keeps going, and he keeps chipping away, seeming like he's actually going to close the gap, and then eventually like he just runs out of gas. There's nothing left because like he literally lost the match in like the first like 10 minutes of the match or whatever it was, more than against the table or outside. Like, so let's say like 15 minutes of the match. He lost it then, but he just wouldn't fucking stay down until he finally was over, until he got himself in a bad situation with the Kamigoye. He was done, and he realized he was done. That's why he spit his face. And he got put away. And like, we're gonna get another one of these, maybe even two more of these.
Man, sign me the fuck up. My God. Bro, he kicked the shit out of this man. Like, bro, like that shit was like, it's hard to even explain like how I felt watching it. It was just like, yo, Kenny, you might be going too far, man. Like, god damn, like don't hurt him that much. Fuck. But incredible match. This is probably gonna be the match of the year. This is
unless they rematch it.
Look, unless they top it. Like,
look, unless they rematch it, or unless like we get an Ospreay, unless we get like an Omega Okada match, nothing's gonna beat this.
Just, yeah.
Like I haven't watched a live copy.
Scale broke up.
Like this is just off my mind from being like in the outfield, and I was like, oh yeah, like this is easy 5 stars. Yeah. I don't know how many even gave out last year.
Yeah,
5, 6, maybe.
Dave gave this one 6.25, which a lot of people felt like that may have even been too low. For how I was expecting 6.5 the way he was talking, but yeah.
The only other match he's given 6.5 is the 7-star match, right?
Yes, this is the second highest match he's ever rated, tied with the Dominion
number
match.
2.
Yep,
we had the second match. Yeah, it went to the draw.
Yep. Yeah. All-time match. Go out of your way to see this if you haven't seen it. If you're somebody that hasn't watched Wrestle Kingdom for whatever reason, track this down. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah, so people have asked me like, how's my trip? And I was like, it's like my trip was great. Like I saw a bunch of the best matches a bunch of like the top 100 or so best matches of 2022, and like I saw 2 of the greatest matches ever. Like this match and that Julia Shuri match, I saw it on one trip. Some people don't get to see that level of match in a lifetime. Very lucky, very fortunate.
Yeah. Oh, and